Hi friends, Stevie here. Welcome to Self Hug Sundays every day. This is a creative recovery or creative restorative flow, and it's not necessarily the kind of flow where we lay around and do a lot of poses really slowly. It is what we here categorize at Authentic Movements more of a slow flow. So it is more flow-like, especially once we get to the actual peak flow. Yes, there's a peak flow in this recovery class, but it is meant to be done with a little bit more just fluidity and relaxation. We won't be picking up the pace too much, just enough where we can feel this fluidity and mobility of movement. But it's up to you how much effort you pour into this. So absolutely, you could turn this into more of a vinyasa style class, but the availability is there to keep it soft, and steady. So on that note, you don't necessarily need any props for today, but we will be spending a lot of time on the shins and fairly low down on the mat, as well as a little bit of rocking and rolling. So if you know that you'd like a softer mat or a blanket down or anything like that, please be my guest. As always, all props are welcome. And I always like to preface my classes by saying that I do like to provide options and modifications, but even if I don't say something, the option is still there to change this or to skip something entirely or plug in your own little bits and pieces that you need. So even if I don't say explore movement in this posture or find what works for you, that opportunity is there. And this time on the mat is for you. I'm just here offering some options and guided assistance as we go. So on that note, let's get started on the mat, reclined on your back body. Let your legs be long and bring your arms down by your side. Take a moment to simply drop into your space. You can keep your eyes open or closed. I won't be guiding breath for most of this class. Especially for recovery style classes, I find that people sometimes like to let go of breath and just let it happen naturally. And other times have very different paces of what they find relaxing. For some people, a slow, long, deep breath is relaxing, and for others, it can feel like this extra effort that's just not necessary. Notice the weight of the hips and the back of the heart pressing into the floor. Let those stay heavy. Pull your right knee in towards your chest or towards your right armpit. And wrap your arms around that leg. And they don't have to go all the way around. You don't have to grab opposite elbows or anything. Just wrap your arms to whatever degree feels comfortable around that leg. And if that means wrapping them behind the thigh, that's great too. You choose. Give yourself a little hug. And the invitation is there to also think about dragging the knee away from self. So it's like you're trying to hug your leg in, but your knee is trying to run away. So we find this gentle stretch through the shoulders as well. Cross your right knee over to the left, then roll all the way to the left until your right knee can touch the floor. So even if we're all the way onto that left shoulder, that's great. Release your left arm out to the left, and run your right hand down your left arm across your chest and all the way over to the right. Stretch it a little bit more to the right. Take a big circle back on top of your left hand. Draw your right hand down your left arm across your chest and all the way over to the right. One more time like that. Close the rainbow. Draw your right hand across your left arm, across your chest, and all the way over to the right. Unwind. Come back to your back and extend both legs long for just a moment in between sides. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze, and then change that squeeze into more of a hug. You're welcome to grab on top of your shin, or if it's more comfortable to grab behind your knee or anywhere else, and make this hug-like action a little different than when you usually just pull your knee into your chest. That's fine. Think about the knee running away from self slightly, so we're trying to hug it into the body, but the knee is also trying to run away, and you decide how much pressure to put there. It'll change where you might feel the sensation or where you might feel the stretch. Cross the left knee over to the right. Roll all the way to the right until the left knee touches the floor. Extend your right arm long. Take your left hand and run it down your right arm, across your chest and over towards the left. Reach a little further to the left and take a big rainbow to stack the left hand back on top of the right. Reach your left hand across your right arm, across your chest, and over towards the left. Stretch. Close the rainbow. And one more time, drag that hand down and across. Unwind. Come back onto your back body. Gently pull both knees into your chest. Take your hands to your knees and hug your knees in towards either your chest or your side ribs, whatever is more comfortable. If it feels good to actually wrap your arms around your knees and to grab onto opposite wrists or opposite forearms or even opposite elbows, go for it. Again, you're in charge. Do you want to pull your knees more towards your chest, or do you want to press your knees away, changing the sensation? Maybe one knee presses away and then the other. How does that change things for you? You can switch the clasp of your arm hug. Release your hug, take your hands behind your thighs, and simply rock up to a seat. I'll face you, but you can stay facing the front of your mat. That's comfortable. Find a gentle butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Your heels do not have to be very close in towards your sit bones. Take your right hand outside of your right hip and take your left arm up to the sky. Lean towards your bottom arm and just side bend here. Imagine the weight of your legs and your hips holding and anchoring you down so the top body can just sway gently. To come to the other side, run your left arm across your collarbone and then drip your left hand to the floor. Reach your right arm to the sky and lean into your bottom arm. Run your right hand across your collarbones, bring it to the other side, and side bend. You won't be here as long this time. Run your left arm across your collarbones, take it to the other side. Just kind of sway here back and forth, drawing your hand across your collar as you go side to side. You can choose whether to look up, look down, somewhere in between. Just keep going. Next time you come over to the right, pause. Shift more into the right hand, roll onto the right hip and on the right shin, and gently lift the hips, pressing the pelvis forward. Lower the hips back down to the floor. Run your hand across your collarbone and take it to the other side, over to the left. Lift the hips, press the pelvis forward. Release back to the floor. Run your hand across your collarbone to get to the other side. Lift the hips. You can even choose, as you lift the hips and press the pelvis forward, to wrap your left arm under your right ribs and pull them forward. A little half hug. Release the hips down. Run your left hand across your collarbone to get to the other side. Lift the hips. Maybe you give yourself a half hug with that top arm and wrap your ribs a little bit closer towards the ceiling. Let's do a couple more to each side. Run your hand across your collarbone. Lift the hips. Half hug to pull the ribs higher. Release. Hand across the collarbone. Take it to the other side. Change this however you'd like. Thinking of almost a dance-like fashion. This soft, slow movement, this light self-touch. One more time each side. Take your time, and then we'll meet back in that butterfly position. Find more of a easy sit, so crossing at the ankles. If you prefer a butterfly, that's fine too, but if your hips would like a break, then just find a nice, soft, easy sit position. Take your left hand outside of your left hip and reach your right arm over towards the right. Thumb face up. Stretch a little bit more towards the right, sway towards the right, lean towards the right, and then draw a big rainbow in front of you all the way until the right hand comes around to the left shoulder blade, giving your left shoulder a hug. Gaze over your left shoulder. Run your right arm across your collarbone and down to your side. Let's take it to the other side. Pick up your left hand, stretch it to the left, thumb face up. Reach a little bit more towards the left. More. Maybe even your right fingers lift off the floor. Draw a big rainbow in front of self, all the way around with the left hand to the right shoulder blade, and gaze over that right shoulder. Reset to the other side. Drag your left hand across your collarbone and release. Right arm out to the right. Lean to the right. Big rainbow sweep in front of you. Grab onto your left shoulder blade. Look over your left shoulder. Run your hand across your collarbone and down. Left arm out to the side. Stretch to the left. Draw a big rainbow all the way to the right shoulder blade. Look over the right shoulder. One more time each side. Across the collarbone and down. Right arm out to the right. Reach. Draw your rainbow all the way to the left shoulder blade and gaze over that left shoulder. Run that right hand across the collarbone and down. Last time, last side. Reach your left arm out to the left. Stretch to the left. Big circle sweep of the left arm all the way to the right shoulder blade and gaze over the right shoulder. Nice. Release, running your hand across your collarbone and down. Take your hands onto your knees here. And again, this could be an easy sit. Maybe switch the ankles if that's comfortable for you, or in butterfly. Take your elbows a little bit more up to the sky and just press into your knees as you explore twisting back and forth. What has to happen as you twist back and forth with those elbows up? As you add this side-to-side twist, maybe you gaze over the shoulder that you're twisting to. One more time each side. Release and roll through the shoulders. Come into a half primal squat. And so if you haven't done this with us before, a half primal squat, left shin down and right foot out. And this is going to look different for different people. You could choose how far to put your right foot out and how to turn it. You could choose whether to have slight internal rotation of the left leg or to sit right on the sit bone. Won't be here too long for this round. So if you want to put something under your sit bones, you're always welcome to, but knowing that we also won't be here forever, that can be nice. From here, take your hands onto your knees and press into your knees just to lift your sit bones up a little bit. And you can do whatever you need to do. Like I need to come up onto my right toes to make this happen comfortably, or to move my right foot. And then just drip your way down, using your hands as support. Press onto your knees, lift up slightly, and lower down. Lift up slightly, and lower down. You could choose to keep using the hands or to wrap your arms into a hug. You choose what arm's on top. Since my right leg's out, I like to put my right arm on top. Hug yourself and lift up. Lower down, perhaps slower than you'd like to. Push into your feet. Lift up. Lower down. Lift up. Lower down. One more time. We'll lift up to stay. Lift up. Scoot your right foot out to the right as much as you need to, maybe angling the knee a little bit more out. And then just take a side bend over towards the right, keeping the hug position of the arms if that's comfortable. But of course, you can drop your bottom arm onto your right leg as well. Do whatever you'd like with your gaze and press your left knee into the floor. Release. Lower down and switch out your legs. Right shin down. Take your left leg out. Don't be surprised if it's a little different side to side. Take your hands to your knees and use your hands to help lift up and lower down. I like to face my left elbow up, but you can do whatever you want. Lift up. Don't worry about what's happening with the left foot. And lower down. Lift up. lower down, lift up, lower down. You can keep doing that with your hands on your knees or give yourself a hug. Again, my left leg's out, so I like to put my left arm on top, but it's not that important. Lift up, lower down, lift up, lower down, lift, and lower, lift, and lower. This time we'll lift to hold. Maybe scoot your left leg a little bit more to the left, almost like a half goddess stance with the left leg, and take a little side bend in the hug position, or drop your arms to support yourself. It's not a big deal. Squeeze through your right booty just gently and press your right knee down into the floor. Release. Come to a stand. When the feet hip distance or even slightly wider, do whatever you'd like, turning them in or out, and place a soft or generous bend into the knees. Take your hands into a hug, maybe with your right arm on top. And keeping the legs somewhat steady, can we lean to the right and then take a big circle? This would be counterclockwise with that hug position. Legs stay bent. One more time, big circle counterclockwise. How about again, big circle counterclockwise. Switch the arms, maybe left arm on top of right, and now we'll go clockwise here. Take it to the left and down. I guess it's not really clockwise. It's kind of hard to tell. We're just going in this weird circle, right? Take it over to the left, down, and over. I guess the other one was more clockwise. This is more counter. Take it over and up. One more time. Take it over and up. Release your hug position and bring your legs close together. As close together as it feels comfortable in your body. That's going to be different for different people. Just since we had a little bit of wideness there with the primal squat and then that wider stance, what would it feel like to zip everything up? Find a generous bend in the knees and take your favorite hug position. Doesn't matter. It could be lower down. It could be higher up, whichever arm on top. And just fold. Generous bend in the knees. You won't be able to get your deepest fold just because your arms are there in the way. Use your arms as support, pressing into your thighs and pressing your thighs back into your arms. Keep at least a gentle bend in the knees, up to a generous bend in the knees, even if it looks more like chair pose. Let the head be heavy. Release your hands down to the floor and lower to your shins. So, we are ready for our dance-like flow, and this is our slow flow. If this is your first time doing this class, you're welcome to just watch the first couple rounds and then jump in whenever you feel comfortable. We will pick up the pace a little bit and tone down the cues as we go in. But the idea here isn't necessarily to be really heating or anything. It's just to slowly kind of dance through these movements. So even if we are moving a little bit quicker, how can you add a sense of ease there, or just this soft grace, even if it's internal grace? Because I know it does get confusing, especially if you're mirroring me here. But we'll be adding some of these hug-like movements and a little bit of twist as we dance our way through this up-down flow. So start with your left shin down and your right leg out in that half primal squat. Do whatever you want with your left arm. Take your right arm out to the right. Reach it a little bit more to the right. Take a big half rainbow around until you're hugging your left shoulder blade. Gaze over your left shoulder. Draw your right hand across your right collarbone onto your right knee. Draw your left hand to your left knee and twist over towards the right, pressing your hands into your knees and gazing up towards the sky. Keep your right hand on your right knee. Take your left arm and scoop it down. Now, you can choose to actually reach it over towards the right, or I like to hook my hand on my ankle here, my right ankle, and then lower down as much as it feels comfortable here. So I have this grip here on my ankle. Take the right arm and take a big rainbow open and across behind you. It might not go very far. You could choose a cactus or simply open it. Is 100% your choice. Gaze up at the ceiling or down if that's more comfortable for your neck. We'll pause here just for a moment in the first round, and you could tug on your bottom leg or just simply hold it. You choose. Close that rainbow, big sweep of the right arm down, face your torso towards the floor, and find yourself in this natural hug position. So as you close your right arm over your left, the right arm is on top, and we're in this hug position. Nice. Lift yourself up. Adjust your right foot out to the right, thinking wide knee, so that half goddess position, and press your pelvis forward in this hug position. One circle. First, we drip to the right, since we're doing everything to the right for this side. And take a big circle around. And you know what? This is the first round, so let's do 2 circles. Take it over towards the right leg, down in this hug position, over towards the left, and then up. Lean towards the right. Take your bottom arm onto your right leg, so a little half extended side angle. Stretch your left arm long by your left ear. Soft though. Okay, here's the new part. Look down at your right leg. Pivot towards the right, pivot on your back knee. Maybe tuck the back toes. You can adjust your stance if you'd like here. It'll be easier when we're actually going a little bit faster. Fold over your front leg, give it a hug. You can grab opposite elbows, opposite wrists, whatever you'd like. And then it's up to you here how much pressure you put in. I like to keep the hug and then try to balloon the back of my heart up towards the sky for a little bit of stretch to the space between my shoulder blades and my low back. You choose how much pressure. You could keep the hug position or always take your hands down for balance with the back toes tucked. Lift the back leg and come into a very bent leg, soft pyramid pose. Now, of course, if you're like, no, I want the hamstring, you can always straighten out more through that front leg. But all we're thinking about is this hug position and a ballooning up of the back of the heart. And it'll be actually easier when we go a little bit faster. Pivot the feet back towards the left. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold. Still with the hug. Release the hug. Drip your arms up to a stand. Right arm on top of left. Another hug. And then we'll do that same circle now in this wide-legged forward foldy position. Place a small bend into the knees. Come to the right first. We'll do 2 circles this first round. 1 and 2. Pull your feet back towards center and drip your way down in that forward fold with the legs close together. Let's take it to the other side. Lower your hands, lower your right shin, and take your left knee out to the left. So we're just doing the other side. Rest your right hand on your right knee. Take your left arm out to the left. Reach a little bit farther to the left. Draw a big rainbow in front of the body all the way until the left hand comes onto the right shoulder blade and gaze over that arm. Draw your left hand across your collarbone, onto your left knee, twist towards your left knee, elbows up. Maybe gaze over your left shoulder. Again, you have the choice here as we come into this latch twist. You can simply reach and scoop your right arm towards the left or just grab onto your left ankle here as you drip your shoulder down. Does not have to come as low as mine does, anywhere that is comfortable. Big rainbow of the left arm open behind you. It may not open very much. Close the rainbow, face the torso towards the floor, cross the left arm over the right, and lift the hips, coming to this hug position. Move the left foot out as needed until we're in this half goddess. Squeeze through the glutes. Couple of circles here. Aim towards the left leg first, down to the floor, over to the right, and up. Over to the left, down to the floor, over to the right, and up. Take a little side bend towards that left leg. Release your left arm, that's the bottom arm, and reach your right arm up and over. Be soft. Here's that funky pivot. Pivot towards your left leg, keeping the back toes tucked. Hug through your left leg. So that's the front leg in your little lunge. And you choose how much you want to puff up the back of the heart here. Tuck the back toes. You can keep the hands in a hug or use them on the floor to help. And come into some variation of pyramid pose. Doesn't matter what it looks like or if the back foot's lifted or turned out. Keep the front leg at least a little bit bent. And give yourself that hug. Again, you choose what to prioritize. The gentle fold and hug. The puff of the back of the heart towards the sky. Pivot the feet to the long edge of your mat. Wide-legged forward fold here. Drip your way up and find that hug position. Left arm over right. Again, we'll go to the left first. Left and down. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Up. Left and down. Right and up. Pull the feet back towards center and drip your way down. Release the hands. Lower your left shin and take your right leg back out. So we'll keep moving through that flow a little bit quicker without the double repetitions of those spirals. But again, can you find softness in these movements? And they'll become more familiar the more times we do it. Left hand on the left knee, reach your right arm out. Draw a big rainbow in front of self. Take the hand onto the left shoulder and look over the left shoulder. Drag your right hand across your collarbones onto your right knee. Twist to the right, gaze up. Thread your left hand over onto your right ankle and lower your shoulder. Big rainbow of the right arm up and back behind you. Close the rainbow. Give yourself a hug. Lift your hips. Half goddess pose. Press your pelvis forward. One circle to the right first. Down to the floor. Over to the left and up. Take a side bend over your right leg. Lower your right arm. Lift your left. Pivot towards your bent leg. Give yourself a hug. Keep the back toes tucked. Maybe you puff the back of the heart. Lift up, something resembling a pyramid pose. How can you find ease here? Pivot the feet to a wide-legged forward fold. Drip your way up. Give yourself that self-hug. Right arm over left. Tip to the right first. Down to the floor. Over to the left. And up. Bring the feet together. And roll your way down to a bent-legged forward fold with the hug position. Lower the hands. Other side. Lower your right shin. And take your left leg out to the left. Right hand on the right knee. Bring your left arm out to the side. Stretch left. Big circle all the way over to your right shoulder blades. Gaze over that shoulder. Run your left hand across your collarbone and take it to your left knee. Pivot and twist to the left. Gaze up. Bring your right hand to your left ankle. Drip your bottom shoulder towards the floor and take a big rainbow of that top arm open behind you. Thoracic twist. Reverse that rainbow. Scoop and hug yourself. Lift up through your pelvis. Adjust your foot out into that half goddess. One big circle to the left first. Left, down, right, and up. Side bend over towards the left. Bring your left forearm down. Extended side angle. Pivot towards that left leg. Tuck the back toes and give yourself a hug, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe puff. Something that resembles pyramid. Still with that hug position if possible. And a single arm hug is totally fine too, y'all. Pivot to wide-legged forward fold. Drip your way up. Find the hug. Left arm over right. Take it to the left first. And down, keeping at least a gentle bend in the knees all the way up. Bring your legs together. And drip your way down to a fold. Hands down. Bring your left shin down. And your right foot out to the right. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Stretch your right arm out to the side. Big reach. Half rainbow all the way over towards the left. Gaze over your left shoulder. Draw your hand across your collarbone and onto your right knee. Twist, look up. Take your left hand, whoop, squeak it over to your right ankle. Lower your shoulder. Again, big rainbow with the right arm up and behind you. Maybe you're finding a little bit deeper of a twist. Reverse that rainbow. Hug yourself. Lift your pelvis. Adjust your right foot out. One big circle to the right first. Down, left, and up. Side bend over towards the right. Find your little extended side angle. Pivot towards your bottom leg, finding a low lunge with the back knee tucked. Give yourself a hug, maybe puff the back of the heart. Make your way into that pyramid pose. Again, you can use your hands or to even do a half hug here if that's more comfortable. Shift into wide-legged forward fold. Drip your way up. Hug with the right arm on top. Take it over to the right first. Down, left, up. Draw your legs back to the midline and drip your way down. Hands plant. Lower your right shin. Take your left foot out to the left. Reach your left arm to the left. Big rainbow all the way to the right shoulder. Gaze over that shoulder. Draw it across your collarbone to your left knee. Twist to the left. Take your right hand to your left ankle. Lower your shoulder. Big rainbow open with that top arm. Draw the rainbow closed. Hug yourself. Lift your hips. Half goddess stance. One big circle to the left first. Down to the right and up. And side bend over towards the left. Little extended side angle. Pivot towards that bottom leg. Give yourself a hug, maybe a half hug. Lift up to something resembling a pyramid with a hug. Pivot to the wide-legged forward fold. Drift your way up to a stand, left arm on top of right. Soft bend in the knees. Take it over to the left first. Down, right, and up. Draw the legs together and drip your way down. Let's do one more time each side, y'all. Lower through the left shin. Take the right knee out to the right. Reach right with your right arm. Big sweep of it across the body to the left shoulder blade. Look over the left shoulder. Draw the hand across the collarbone onto the right knee. Twist to the right. Elbows up. Take your left hand to your right ankle. Drop your bottom shoulder. Take your top arm, rainbow it open. Rainbow it closed. Hug yourself. Lift your hips. Adjust your right foot. Press your pelvis forward. One big circle to the right first. Down, left, and up. Side bend over towards the right. Lower your bottom arm. Little extended side angle. Pivot towards your bottom leg. Give yourself a hug. Tuck your back toe. Lift a pyramid pose. Find your way to wide-legged forward fold or something resembling it. Lift up. Right arm on top of left. Give yourself a hug. Take it to the right first. Big circle. Draw your legs to the midline, whatever that looks like for you, and drip your way down. Last time, last side. Lower your right shin. Take your left leg out to the left. Reach left with your left hand. Big sweep of it all the way across to your right shoulder blade and look over your right shoulder. Draw your left hand across your collarbone to your left knee, twist. Take your bottom hand to your left ankle and lower your shoulder. Big rainbow open with that top arm. Rainbow closed. Hug yourself. Lift your hips. Press your pelvis forward. Circle to the left first. Down, right, and up. And then side bend over to the left. Lower your bottom arm. Extended side angle. Pivot towards that left leg. Low lunge. Give yourself a hug. One or both arms. Lift up into something resembling pyramid pose. Pivot to wide-legged forward fold. Drip your way up. Give yourself a hug. Left arm over right. To the left first. One big circle. Bring your feet together and drip your way down. From your forward fold, make your way onto your belly. Now, of course, if you'd like to continue doing that flow because you're like, oh, I'm just getting used to it, that's fine. You can pause the video and keep playing. But if you would like to just have that nice, faster style recovery where it's not this huge, drawn-out thing, you can join me for a very, very quick cool down as well. Relax your forehead down. I'm just not going to do that because it messes with the sound. Let your arms just be by your side for a moment. There's a lot of movement there, so we won't necessarily have a lot of movement in the cool down. Bring your hands into a very gentle sphinx. So your forearms in front of you. Walk your right arm forward just a little bit and weave your left arm underneath your right, walking it over towards the right. This is a great place to be, simply softening into this. If you want to then spider your right fingers over to the left, you can, releasing your chin on your right tricep. But there's also no need to do this top arm. You can just leave it in that sphinx position. Find a place where you can soften and not have a lot of little adjustments and movements, but simply instead focus on a gentle, natural inhale to the back of the heart, the place between the shoulder blades. Might be harder to hug ourselves back there. And hopefully we gave it a little bit of love today with some of those grip and pulls. Unwind. Let's take it to the other side. So from your Sphinx pose, walk your left arm slightly forward, weave your right arm underneath first. And this is a great place to be, just softening into this single arm. You can choose to keep the hand up or down, play with the rotation of the arm. That will change the sensation a little bit. Or you can spider the left fingers over to the right. Again, playing with the rotation, the palm down or palm up. This will change things slightly. Where can you relax? Where can you soften? Gently unwind. And since we had a lot of waving, opening motions today, I invite you to finish class in a legs together child's pose with your arms back behind you and your forehead down on the floor, just softening into this small enclosed space. Now, if this is not comfortable for you, obviously, feel free to choose additional postures and movements. You can stay here as long as you'd like, or take a different resting posture. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat dance-like slow flow, which can be done in a more vigorous fashion and almost turned into vinyasa, or even slow down more with additional softness for more recovery-based. As with many of these creative classes where there's unusual transitions and a lot of weird postures, I encourage you to come back. The more you get familiar with them, the more you are able to step out of your body, or at least out of your mind, and into your body. Not worry so much about which hand goes where, and instead about sensation, or relaxation, or just fluidity. Please don't hesitate to let us know what other creative recovery classes you'd like to see here on this app. And thank you so much for practicing with me.